Where are you?
Good
My
morning.
coffee.
I already had my little chocolate milk coffee this morning.
Yeah, we messed up though a little bit. I did, I guess. I forgot to unplug our.
It's
No, this was because I did it. I forgot to unplug our cooler that is technically a refrigerator for camping. And the first time, I don't know why, the first time when you turn it on, you kind of got to get it to temp and then turn it off, turn it back on, and then it stays at where you want it. And we forgot, and it froze everything. So
it gets down to -4.
Everything was frozen solid. So
even the food that if you watch the Crocker video,
yeah,
the food, the leftover peppers, steak, and stuff like that was just frozen.
Yeah,
but
well,
ended up reheating fine.
yeah. But I'll tell you right now, we're not having eggs and bacon this morning.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
The bacon was frozen solid, and then I'm sure the eggs are. They probably
Yeah.
cracked in there.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Dang it! I was looking
Yeah.
forward to that.
So there might be a chance because I stuck it on the other side that doesn't freeze, but it's a little windy, kind of overcast,
Yeah.
whatever. But thank you everyone for watching the Crocker video yesterday. For a minute, I tried not to read comments for a while just because there's too much. It wasn't good for me. Just leave it at that. It wasn't good for me mentally. So I took a break, but I kind of read through them this morning from yesterday's video, and one of the main things, and I don't want this to come off as like we think we're better than anybody, we know better, we're this and that, or condescending or whatever, but we're not going to do anything. We're smart enough to know we're not trying to put Danielle and our baby in danger.
Well, we'll just
basically they were worried about you lifting.
yeah, and it's not like focusing on. It's not like hater comments or anything
No.
like that. And I think it's great that we have this platform for whenever we post other videos. It's like we can answer the questions here. It's just a lot freer to talk about things, and it's a talking channel. But yeah, a lot of people were concerned about me lifting, which is super sweet that people care enough about that. But yeah, I'm not going to. I know my weight limit is lifting 25 pounds, and yes, after surgery it was only 8, but I'm cleared.
And you've been cleared for a minute.
For a very long time now, or at least feels like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so I know I just can't lift over 25 pounds, and I'm not going to.
And yes, the wall does weigh more than 25 pounds, but I'm also lifting it with her.
Yeah.
She just kind of helps stabilizing. And if y'all knew Danielle, full, healthy, no baby, she got no upper body strength. So she wouldn't have been able to lift the wall anyway. So it's just really, truly helping and kind of stabilizing, and then that. But
and then another question was about the foam stuff.
I guess those weren't really questions.
Oh, well, it was like, how come you don't?
Oh. Basically, why we didn't just staple the foam to the bottom of the board, which I had thought about, and it really would have came in handy on the other wall we did first, because of the plumbing. You have to lift it up, put it on, all that type of stuff. But you live and you learn. And whenever we did the wall on that side, there really was no need, to be honest. Like, it was very simple for me to just pick the wall up and you slide the foam under. It literally, took no time at all. I don't know how it translated in video to you guys, but it would have taken us more time to have to hold the foam as we go and staple it on and then flip the board up rather than just slide it under. And then, it really was very simple.
Also, I'm pretty ignorant to all this type of stuff, but I would think if you put staples in it, would the water go through those holes, or?
Well, you're adding extra holes. It's kind of like whenever, this was years ago, did the original off-grid tiny house, and I put house wrap, and I was just like click, 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 putting staples because I didn't want the paper to fly. And everyone's like, well, you ruined it. You put a bunch of staples in it. You're only supposed to put very few staples because then water can leak through. Well, same concept with the foam, right? If you start poking holes, you have more room for water to be coming up. So, and it just really wasn't necessary for our need. The walls that we put up, they were like 15, 16 feet long. It really was not hard to lift and move. Now, if we were doing massive walls and all this stuff, and maybe by myself or whatever again, sure.
Yeah.
And are the little staple holes in that foam going to really hurt it that much? Probably not. But we just didn't really need to be completely honest. It could probably work just fine. We just didn't need to. And then another thing, people were like, not framing windows? What
No.
like no windows over there? And so we're not, I think people go off of the title a little too much. I just didn't know what to title it. So I said, can we finish framing the house? No, but I thought we'd be able to finish doing all the sides and everything. We just couldn't because of the height of the ladder and all that type of stuff, but the wind. But on that wall, no, we're not going to have windows because we have different plans for what's going on that wall.
And then
so
the grain bin will be on that side too.
Yeah.
So windows, yeah, it'll let in light, but again,
you just be looking straight at the side of the silo.
yeah. So yeah, and then the front. So that's one thing we need to figure out today. The original game plan was to go and do some of the concrete work, which we need to do the concretes for the front and then finish framing the front. But I don't know if weather is going to allow.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to look. There's even no real point of looking at the weather here until the day of.
Yeah.
It's been changing. It's supposed to have been raining all day today. I'm pretty sure already. Or it was supposed to rain the other day, Wednesday, is what I was thinking.
And then today, it was a very small chance, but now the chance is higher.
Yeah, so we never know. So we don't ever want to say if we got to do. We've learned the hard way. You guys don't know how many hard bags of concrete we've had around here.
Yeah, Chrissy.
Hey, go, Bandit. You've been rolling and stuff. Go, you nasty.
Yeah,
She
is nasty. Chrissy, last time they came out here, she was just laughing and was like, how many bags do you think of concrete that you guys have?
Oh, anytime we buy them, it just starts raining.
Yeah, especially when at the off-grid place, that was like, I forgot what we needed to keep working on, or we were going to, and it's like literally every time, and then our fault for not covering it.
But I even covered it here,
Yeah.
and then it would rain, and somehow, but whatever, it's all funny. None of them went to waste anyways. We pretty much put it in spots where dogs can get under the fence or whatever, filling in
Y'all know
gaps.
we've been trying to work on all that. As soon
Still
as
working on it.
we think we got it all, they
Does anyone want dogs?
find another spot or make a new one.
They're the sweetest dogs, I promise.
That's
That's the hardest part of this, I guess. This whole thing is I love these dogs, I really do, and we've tossed around the idea of like, man, I wonder what it'd be like if we had no dogs. I wonder what it'd be like if we had just one dog. I wonder if we only had this dog. I wonder if we only had clearly not doing it. But it's more of like they're a huge pain in the butt. You figure it out, and then they'll find a place to get out of the fence, and
it's just more so too because, again, I think they really got used to
their whole life.
Yeah, their entire life has been free roam, basically, and shooting ranch, it was 60 acres and nobody around, and then we come here and it's smaller property, and we do have neighbors, and everything. So it's just to keep them here. It's fencing. Got it all. We got all fencing, but now I don't know.
Yeah. So when you have almost 5 acres fenced in, that's a lot of fencing that a dog can get out and find spots. So we're trying our absolute best. This morning, literally, I was like, sounds like that might be out front. And so I got up and I was like, I got to catch him in the act. You can't discipline a dog. You can't do anything if you don't catch him in the act. And so Bandit was out, and so out in the front. So I let her in through the front gate, and I had to like smack her on the butt to run in to be like, quit doing that. But we'll figure it out. But was there another question you were thinking, or is that?
No.
Oh.
Let's talk about like the game plan for the day.
Yeah, we don't really know. We'll go with it.
Yeah, yesterday. Oh, I forgot to put out Crocker Life. Yeah, we were just hanging out towards the end of the day. Looked at the clock. It was 8 o'clock, and I was like,
no.
Oh, I forgot to put out Crocker Life. So
yeah, who cares? It'll come out today.
It'll come out today, but you'll see we got the scaffolding.
Well, baby, I was gonna do a whole reveal video, and you just ruined it. No, on that, I was gonna talk about that, and we'll talk about it on the Crockers and stuff. It'll be real quick. Maybe I don't know if it'll be on Crockers or Crocker Life. Maybe we'll put it together, kind of see if it's even worth it. It's just the Harbor Freight one. Everyone's got it, but there was a comment, and again, more people could have commented and have in the past and whatever, but they're like, don't even waste your money on it. Just rent a good one, scaffolding, for like a day or two, get it done. Don't buy it, because then you'll probably never use it again. Realistically, we're going to use them a lot, just because doing all the metal on the outside, I mean, just the front wall is almost 16 feet high, and having the scaffolding to help on the sides, putting the eaves up, getting metal on the roof, on the inside of the house whenever, you're trying to hang sheetrock or do wiring or whatever, we'll get a lot of use out of it. And then also, future-wise, like, we're going to have a shop, and if we're the ones that build it, that'll come in handy. And then it'll come in handy too, because I tried to look at reviews on them and videos, this and that, and some people were like, honestly, I bought the scaffolding to help me in my shop, but now I just use it as like a workbench, and it's even way better than I ever expected. So like, I can roll it around, I got stuff on it. Yeah. We use one for a shelf, and one's kind of like a workbench that we move around, and I'm like, yeah, actually,
that's a good idea.
That could work out. So we went ahead and bought some, and we'll be put it together and all that stuff. But
yeah, it's definitely an investment.
Well, and then also grain bin, whenever we're in the grain bin, I mean, y'all guys know that sucker's tall. We're going to put like a loft in it. I mean, it'll come in handy. It'll just have to be probably more than likely have to take it apart to move it in, and depending if it fits through, I don't think it'll fit through doorways and stuff. It might, but which I fully understand this, but it's kind of, maybe it's people that haven't been watching, I don't know. We haven't, people are asking, you're only putting 2 doors and 2 windows in your whole house, and or a window in your whole house? And it's like, no, we've only framed up the sides, and the door that we just framed is a hallway going to the grain bin. The other side of the kitchen is a doorway out and a kitchen window, and then the rest of it is just like part of the kitchen and bathroom, so we're not putting a bathroom window or anything. We considered it. I do think it's great having lighting in there. It really does help, but realistically, I know the house I grew up in, there was a window in the bathrooms, and it was very rare that we ever opened them. Maybe when the weather was great for a little bit, but that's a very short amount of time. So it's really not worth it to us to do that, I guess. So we just opted out of it. And then it also adds room that if you want to put shelves on the wall or anything like that, you're not working around it. And I think it's going to be plenty fine. You won't even know, you won't even think about a window being in there or not until you're just taking them crazy dumps, and it's just like, need some airflow. That's why you just put a vent. But we still got to frame the front and back of the house. So, and then again, we haven't really fully talked about it, I guess, but the front, clearly we're gonna have a porch that goes out, and we got the concrete poured, so it has footers for it and everything. And then on the back, we originally were going to do a 4-foot sidewalk, and then we were going to change kind of stuff up. The front porch was actually going to be longer I guess, longer, not wider than the house, longer by 2 feet. And so Danielle was like, I really don't think we need that. Let's put that 2 feet, because they already quoted us anyways. Let's put that 2 feet on the back and then go all the way. And they're like, yeah, we were already going to go this part. We'll just extend it, and we're good with the quote. And so we're going to put a small covered patio on the back as well. Could be, maybe, we're not 100% on it yet, if it'll be like a pergola style or fully covered or what. But so if we had a window in the bathroom anyways, it's already going to kind of lose some light. So there's stuff like that it may not make sense to a lot of people. And then also on the front porch, it'll go up 10 feet and come out. And then we're going to have on the inside probably like 5.5 feet up. That would be amazing for windows. But you start getting to what if it ever leaks? I mean,
we definitely, like me lifting, weigh the risk versus reward. And especially, the DIY stuff. It's like, it would look good and have the lighting up there too, to have just like some windows, but it's like that's another spot. If anybody knows Jason's building too, is like that's one thing he's so concerned about, which you need to be, is the leaking points.
That's why we've built this whole thing and designed it the way we have.
You very much consider that, and then while you're even doing it, you do everything possible for it to not. Well, you've never had anything leak, but just in the off chance.
But the reasoning is with this build, we built barns and stuff, but I've never put windows and framed in doors and everything with metal buildings. In a barn, it don't matter if it's leaking. It's already going to be getting water right there anyways. It's not a big deal. The roof always holds and everything like that, but putting windows, I'm not an expert in building anything, but I'm very confident, a lot more confident, because I've done it many times, putting windows on a wooden structure. But when it comes to metal framing and trimming out windows and doors, because all the grooves and everything, wood is a lot more forgiving. You can add to it, you can do whatever you need to it. It's just a lot different. But metal with the ribs, I'm worried about. So everything we are building, any door, window, it's going to be covered, and it's going to have an area over it to where we're going to make sure there's no leaking or anything. So we have this might surprise people, I guess, but we put a lot of thoughts into this. A lot. We
I don't know, we're some thinkers.
So it's we did we were building this with no blueprints. But we also put a lot of thought and consideration into how we're doing it, because when the slab messed up, we had to re-engineer it, we had to redesign it, we had to redo everything over and over and over. And we've talked about that a lot, but we tried to figure out the absolute best way to do things ourselves that eliminate problems that could come up.
I don't think you guys know. Originally, the house was going to go like this and then like that. Not like this. But from that moment, it was like, okay, let's figure this out, even down to putting the posts on the outside, like everything. And, I'm glad everything worked out the way it did. We're figuring it out.
And then also, this doesn't need to be, I guess, beaten down. This doesn't need to be too much talked about, I guess, but we do get compared to my brother, to where it's like, dang, what's taking y'all so long? Jared's almost done with his house.
It's always been like that.
Or this other channel's already been about done with this. Why are y'all? Realistically, if you really look at it, we just started building. And one, it's not a competition, and there's different scenarios and different situations everywhere. But I would hope that Jared's house is almost done so he can just be done. I would hope that another YouTuber's house is almost done so they could be done. Unless they're just trying to drag it on for content, and then, hey, drag it on. Which,
it's like, when did we start putting the posts in? Like, that had to be November?
Probably. Something like that.
Yeah. And then had to wait for concrete because the weather wasn't good to pour concrete. So then waiting on that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, realistically, we've only been building this house for a handful of months.
Yeah. Which, yes, a couple of months in, you should be a lot further in. I get it. But let's just say a year from right now, we're done with this whole part of the house. Maybe not the grain bin, but we're done with this whole part of the house. A year and a half in, and the house is built, and we owe $0 on it.
Yeah.
Who does that?
For realistic one person doing it.
Yeah,
like
we're doing it ourselves, and so the only help we've had on it is Chrissy and Jeremy helping us put the trusses up and stuff, which clearly we're not downplaying that at all. Yeah. But it's everything else is we're just doing it ourselves, and realistically though, how many people go buy a house and then it's paid off in a year and a half? Nobody. Hardly anybody. So it's, who cares if it takes us a year and a half to do it, or 2 years, or even 5 years to do the whole thing? How many people buy a house and within 5 years it's paid off and done? Nobody. Everyone gets 15, 30-year mortgages, and they do it. Yeah, they're in the house right away, but I would rather do what we're doing, and the moment we're done, we're done. We owe nothing. I'm not good. I'm not the guy to go get a loan. I'm not a guy to get credit cards, because I'm the type that would be like, well, we got all this money, let's go buy this, this, and this with it. And then you're like, oh crap, we still owe $150,000 on this house or whatever. I'm not that guy, so I choose not to do that. I don't have credit cards. Yeah, I don't have credit cards. I don't have loans, nothing like that. I don't want them. There are certain things, yes, like the tractor. Yes, it was financed, whatever, stuff like that. But that was back with us and Jared at the old place. So it's stuff like that, yes, there are certain things like our Forerunner. Yes, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like this type of stuff. I just know who I am, and I don't want to be that guy that gets these big loans, and then I've seen people get loans and then they blow the money on other stuff, and then they're not even doing what they're supposed to be doing with the loan, and then now they're stuck.
Which this is things that we talk about all the time too. It's like, oh, it'd be so much easier to have like the loan, like a construction loan or whatever, especially like at this point where it's like, boom, move the grain bin, boom, spray foam, boom, just metal, like everything like that. Just to be able to throw down, not have to like plan it out, think about it. But again, this does work best for us.
Yes.
In our spending habits.
And also, the thing too is, we have a house in town. It's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. It's a nice house, nice yard. Yard. We're working on it. It's a nice size yard. We have that to take care of as well. So that was before I was around. I'm very much aware that I did nothing to accumulate that house. That was straight loans from your grandparents.
That's a joke.
That's
or whatever.
rumors.
I don't know where that even came from. It's just funny what people come up with, and it's like you read it and you just can't help but laugh. It's like, where on earth?
Yeah, where did you come up with your grandparents? I'll tell you right now, her grandparents are the type that'd be like, you need to work and earn it yourself. Yeah. It's better that way. No, Lucy. But we have the house in town, and yes, it has a normal mortgage on it, all that type of stuff. Lucy, no. I don't want to have 2 mortgages. I don't want to have, 2 loans like that. I don't, me personally, I don't want that. I like the fact that when we look at our bank account, that's what we have. That's our money. And to each their own.
Well, yeah, because some, every situation, everybody's life is different.
Yeah. And that's what I'll say. To each their own, do what you want. It just does not work for me. I'm not that guy that's not what I want. And I want, as soon as we're done, it's done. And as we're going through it, it's $5,000 today, $2,000 tomorrow, $10,000 in a week. I mean, it's a lot of money being shelled out, but it's it. It's done. The moment we give the cash, it's done. We don't owe anything. It's no interest. And we're not doing any of that stuff. And I would personally rather wait the time to get it done and be done with it sooner than to get it now and have to pay for it for a quarter of my life. Me personally, I don't want that. I am glad that is the way the house in town is, because it allows us to have the money for this.
Yeah, and we both are the type, at least very much me specifically, like the feeling of like having to owe money.
It's the worst. I hate it.
It's like I can be having a great time, but you still feel it.
Yeah.
You just still feel it. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't like it. But there's a rhyme and reason for everything, and we know not everyone watches this. But and you guys have heard it before and stuff, over and over about, we're good, the baby's good, we have a house in town. We could say it a million times and people will still freak out over it, but
they just, again, a lot of comments come from just because you don't know.
Yeah. Concern and ignorance to it. They don't know all the details, which is fine. But it's also nice too that when you're on YouTube, you're known as like an influencer or whatever you want to call it. You do influence some people, you do inspire some people, you do show people what not to do, you show people what to do, give them ideas, help them think differently or whatever. And really, if you break it down, we get to show people, we don't really show too much of the house in town and stuff, but how you can do both. We have a house in town that has your normal mortgage, and they're done. It's a lot of people do it. We're paying as you go, and we're building, and we're doing it. We've been living two lifestyles to try to make it work. Yeah. Sometimes we're not at the house at all, like so bad that the yard is not doing well.
Just everything gets neglected there.
Yeah. So my big goal this year is to have the nicest yard in the town in that neighborhood, because it was neglected so bad that I want to show people like, hey, we're not pieces of junk. We were just working so hard somewhere else. We didn't have the time here. And so now I would like to get the yard looking better to kind of be like, see, we're not that bad. We're not that bad.
It's okay.
But I don't know. I hope that we can at least inspire some people to think outside the box, do something different. I mean, there's been people who watch that have tried and learned, like, dang, this is a lot harder than I ever thought. Some people were like, dang, why I already did it. Why is Jason still building? There's people that do it all, but our whole thing is really just, if you want it, go get it. It's going to be hard, depending on what route you're trying to take. It's going to be hard paying that loan off, or it's going to be hard coming up with the cash up front. It's going to be hard building. It's going to be hard to build when it's raining all the time. It's going to be hard to build when it's crazy winds.
Or just, you need concrete, but then you're in the winter.
Yeah.
Or just every little snag, everything, especially with building, things happen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My whole life, I never even considered. It never even crossed my mind, because I've never been in the situation that you can't really pour concrete in the winter. Yeah. I had no idea. Not because
unless it's dry pour.
Yeah. I had no idea that there would be that many complications if you poured during the winter. I had no idea. And how would you know unless you've been in the situation? And that's like a lot of things too with us, is people like to bash us. You dummy, you idiot, you whatever. Like, we can't be experts in everything. Okay. So it's like,
yeah, we are dummies in a lot of areas.
Yeah, but we're trying. But we're trying to learn, and it's like, I think YouTubers get this. They get looked at as, oh well, you're on here building a house and you're trying to show people how to build. you better know what you're doing, you better whatever, when realistically...
Or you think you know what you're doing, but you're putting it out there.
Yeah, but realistically, nurse, videographer, I feel very confident that we both know what we're doing in those types of jobs, and we've got a lot of experience and training and stuff, and we could do them very well, and again, we're very confident. It's kind of like we were talking to Jeremy, and we were looking at some stuff, and he's like, man, sometimes I wish I had the trailer business again because I was so knowledgeable that it feels good to just be confident in the things that you know.
And that's what I tell Jason all the time. He's doing almost like anything out here. I've learned a lot along the way, but still like out of my wheelhouse, especially with building and everything like that. But whenever it's at my job, I'm like, that's just me in my element.
You didn't have to probably think about it.
It's just my brain works there.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
And I would love to see that because she can't even walk straight out here.
It's just my brain. Literally, that's what it's meant for. A lot of people are like, if you have ADD, how can you be a nurse? It
just works.
It works there, and that's what I know, and that's what I'm good at. Here, it's completely different, out of wheelhouse, and definitely out of your comfort zone. It's like, well, it just feels good when you're in your element.
Yeah.
But again, one thing we always talk about, it's good to get out.
You got to be out of your element sometimes because it teaches you a lot. And that's the thing, too, is like, again, we're influencers, we're inspiring or whatever, people. I'm not just saying us, just people on YouTube or social media or whatever. But it's like, isn't that like the coolest thing, though, to be like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm going to figure it out. And it may not be 100% the right way, but it's never going to be 100% the right way anyways because we all live in different places and it's all different everywhere. But it's like, do you think the settlers coming over and they were experts? No, they were in new territory. They were doing new stuff. And it's... what can I not think right now? The... Master of One, that saying. Why can I not think of it? Dang it, I cannot think of that saying.
Yeah, it's Master of None.
Yeah, but I can't think of the saying. But anyways, I know a little about a lot.
Yeah.
And sometimes knowing a lot about one thing is great, but not for this lifestyle. How are we supposed to be experts in animal care? How are we supposed to be experts in fence building? How are we supposed to be expert in building a barn? How are we supposed to be an expert at building this stuff? How are we supposed to be an expert at growing a garden? How are we supposed to be an expert at just name it, at building?
Fix it, like tractor work.
Yeah, how are you supposed
machinery.
to be a mechanic, a professional mechanic? How are you supposed to be the best concrete person? That's how people judge us on YouTube when we're doing this lifestyle. Like when you do it wrong, this idiot, whatever. And it's just like, at least we're trying, because when you live this lifestyle, you're not going to be an expert at any of it. Maybe, well, at all of it, I guess. You'll be an expert at some stuff depending on who you are, but the fact that you can do a lot, you're way better off because, let's say, just in our instance, if nurse, videographer, that does nothing for this. Nothing. We would have to pay for everything. I mean, everything. But we just started learning. I had never even thought I could build a barn. And I did one 100, people still don't believe me, 100%, every nail, screw, board, everything, 100% by myself at the last property.
Yeah.
Here, we were able to jump in and build that one, both of us. That's the second barn I have ever done, the first barn you've ever done.
Yeah.
And people come over and they're always like, dang, who built that for you? We did. You have a business? Nope. Yeah. And it may not be perfect, but it came out really good.
Anytime I look at that barn, I'm so proud.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but it came out pretty good. And then it's like fencing. They're like, dang, how much did it cost you? I was like, I don't know. We did it all ourselves. And, just everything about it, like welding up the front fence. We're not welders. And if you are a welder and you came over, you'd be able to pick it apart. But it's staying. our gate is broke, but we fixed it. But
it's staying after we fix it.
that's right. Every little thing, like, we're not professional equipment workers, but I can use that tractor pretty good.
And we don't have the best equipment.
But
Yeah.
you know what is not good? Not having the equipment.
Yeah.
So who cares what brand it is? Who cares what color it is? Who cares how old or new it is? Who cares?
So happy.
Yeah, just absolutely pumped with it. And I think a lot of people talk themselves out of going after what they want because they are nervous of what people will say or think, which who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Truly. 2, well, I don't know how to do that. Or 3, what if I mess up? You're gonna mess up, and that's how you learn.
Yeah.
Do you think she just went in the hospital one day and started working and doing something? No, it took years and years and years of training and learning and stuff.
And then you even have to follow your little baby nurse following a grown-up nurse for forever. And then,
you got to get your feet wet. I remember the day I got a camera, I didn't know how to use it. And I was like, I'm trying to work for famous bands here. How do I figure this out? And you have to not know what you're doing. It's the same thing as starting a YouTube channel. You don't just start a YouTube channel and it just blows up. You got to put these videos out that you look stupid in. Your editing's bad. You're making mistakes. The colors are no good. It's shaky footage. You're leaving stuff in that you probably should have cut. Like,
if you go back to like old Crocker life too, I guess it was Crocker's off the clock of that.
Yeah.
Point. Oh, it's so embarrassing.
Yeah, but
I'm like, oh, jeez.
But at the end of the day,
It's still all embarrassing.
who cares?
Yeah.
Me personally, I would rather be embarrassed and fail and fail and fail and fail until I kind of start to figure it out enough to do what we've done. I feel like that's way less embarrassing than to sit back. I think the most embarrassing thing would be to sit back and be like, I never did anything because I was too scared to try.
Or just sit back and talk crap about somebody doing it.
Or I'm too worried about someone judging me for doing something wrong. Or what if it doesn't work out and I look like a failure? You look like a failure sitting there doing nothing. So you might as well try, because what if? There's 2 ways to look at what if. Yeah. What if it works? What if it doesn't work? If it doesn't work, figure it out. But it's never going to work if you don't. Yeah. So that's what I hope we inspire the most, is just try. And it took me a long time, but who cares what people think? Because who's here? It's us. We do appreciate y'all watching and everything, but at the end of the day, like, we're the ones doing it. We're the ones living it. We're the ones paying for it. We're the one, So it's like, why let people that honestly don't care about you, if they're bashing you or telling you that you're dumb, they already don't care about you anyways. Just go do what you want. And again, that doesn't matter if you're 15 years old or 50 or 85. Like, I think the further you are in your life, the more you should not care.
Yeah, for real.
And go after it. And it just blows my mind, I guess, that one, I let it affect me for so long, and I hope I can inspire in that way of, well, truly, there ain't no point in caring what some of these people say and think and do or whatever. Just go after what you want. And I think that's why we finally just let our guard down. It was like, we're starting a camping channel. If people like it, they'll watch. If they don't like it, they'll watch and talk trash, or they just won't watch at all. But we want to go camping. We enjoy it. We just went to that event and the video got 10,000 views. Blows our mind. Blows our mind that we got to go do something that we loved and we got 10,000 views on. We made $10,000 on that video. We got paid $10,000 to go camping. It wasn't 10,000, but it's crazy to think that there's people out there that truly just want to see us do what we want to do, and that's
wouldn't be possible if it wasn't just us getting out and trying.
Yes.
So
yeah. So you just gotta do it. And at first, and I'll say this too, because I've been there, done that. When I first started trying to work for famous bands, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. Like, this band, I know they live local, and I could get on the radar. I know they can, and people talk trash. And as soon as I started working the band, the same people asked to get in free to the concerts. So your biggest haters will end up being your biggest fans, and then your biggest fans will end up being your biggest haters. So it's a revolving circle, so who gives a shit? Just do what you want, and truly, it's what is it, like, you're only crazy if it doesn't work. It's only crazy if it doesn't work. You know what I mean? And that's the truth. People will constantly be like, you're crazy, and then when it works, they're like, I knew you could do it. They'll flip on a dime. It's the same thing in comments on us, on stuff. Like, people will literally bash us for stuff, and then we do it, and then they'll be like, yeah, I knew you could do that. I'm glad you took my advice. And it's like, no, I saw what you said on the last comment. So, again, maybe this will just reach one person. Just go do what you want, what makes you happy, and I promise your life will be way better long term if you just start chasing your goals and dreams and do what you want. And even if you don't have anyone in your own, like, real life, personal life, believing in you, we do. I mean, I want to push everybody into doing what they want, because so many people try to talk you out of it. We live in a crazy world, and it'll forever blow my mind how crazy this world is. So either I can worry about the crazy world, or I can just live my life and let the crazy world do its own thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know. And now we have to try to thaw out some eggs and bacon.
I know.
I should have set it out. I don't know why I didn't. But
Well, I don't think our eggs good after they freeze.
I don't know. But
I literally woke up and I was like, ooh, eggs and bacon. I don't know about y'all, but I love just some fried eggs and then bacon.
we made some pretty good eggs and bacon the other day.
Oh,
It was pretty good.
that's probably just one of my favorite things to eat ever.
Yeah.
So simple, so good.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So we do know.
I guess we just gotta go to
I already know it.
the diner.
Yeah.
now.
If we have to.
I guess
We haven't
we
been there in a minute.
I know.
It's been a long time.
Or either that or get some donuts. I don't know.
Baby, I've been eating so bad lately. It's not good. Not good. So I know a lot of y'all do stick around this whole time, so we're not even gonna today. We're not even gonna do a say this at the end, even though I think it's funny.
It always blows my mind
Yeah,
seeing how many people comment and stuff.
and guys. If we could talk for 42 minutes and people watch and find it somewhat entertaining, or watch even to hate or whatever, you can do what you want.
Yeah.
So this is proof that there is always an audience, and there's always people out there that will have the same dreams and passions or whatever. There's somebody out there that agrees with you on how you think and what you want to do. You just don't have the right people in your life. You haven't found them yet. And if you have nobody out there that supports you or anything, start a YouTube channel. Don't do it to try to make it big. Start a YouTube channel and post and put it on there. Say if you're into collecting rocks, I don't know, you're into collecting rocks, just put why I love collecting rocks in the title. And people searching rock collecting will find your video, and you will find your group. And if you guys don't think that's real, why are y'all here right now? So that's how y'all found us. We don't know y'all at all, some of y'all, but find your group and your life will be a lot better. It's hard for me to say this because I'm always anti this type of thing, but we went to that. Oh no, Lucy got scared of the wind.
She's so funny.
If you ever see Lucy in our videos and she's like this, that's just her. She just ran from the wind.
Yeah. If something moves around her,
She freaks out.
yeah, you pick up something, she's like, oh my.
Yeah. We went to that Overland event, and these people put like a sticker and card on our stuff, and they're forerunners of Oklahoma. And my first thing is like, lame. I ain't joining these groups. Like, I'm not doing that. And we joined, and I'm on another like forerunner thing. I get on that daily now, and I look at it, and I'm like, at first, because this may offend some
You
people.
just judge what you don't know.
Yeah, but this may offend some people, but I hate the ducks on the Jeep stuff. I hate it with a passion. I don't know why. It just gets under my skin. I'm like, why do people have 700 freaking ducks on their dash? I don't get it. But hey, that's their group. They found each other.
Yeah.
And the Forerunner people.
Are you a hater?
But I keep it to myself. I'm saying it now, but everybody's a hater of something, but it's just, you're a hater if you go out and express it to everybody.
It came up and like was talking about how much they love that. You're not gonna like bash
Heck
them and
no.
put them down.
I would just laugh and just be like, hey, that's your thing.
Yeah.
But in the privacy of my own brain and with my wife, I'll y'all are just getting it on here, but it's to prove a point. I don't understand it, and I think it's silly when you see these grown folks with 800 ducks in their dash, but that's their group. And I was like, I don't want it to be like that with these 400 people and then, you know, this and that. But like, I genuinely enjoyed looking in the group and seeing people being like, hey, we're all getting together and going riding here. Hey, we're going to this event. Hey, whatever. And I'm like, dang, maybe we have found a little group that could be cool. We don't really know the people, but maybe we can get to know at least somebody through it that enjoys passions. Do y'all know how hard it is to find people with the same passions?
Yeah.
At this age, it's very hard.
We talk about it all the time. It's like, how crazy is it that none of our friends,
not none,
realistically, wants to go camping?
Well, Paragon and them would go. Brandon would go. Jared would go.
Yeah.
It's just more of like they have. I don't think Paragon and them would love the camping we do.
Yeah.
I feel like they would want a little more comfort. I think Brandon would. He just doesn't have the opportunity. Jared's
far away.
But we don't have anyone really here
Yeah.
that enjoys that with us. One of your friends really liked it, but now she got 2 kids. And,
3, actually.
Dang!
Yeah.
Oh, they had twins.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. But we don't have really anybody that like has that full passion for camping like we do. And it's cool when you find people like that. And that's kind of why part of me is like, man, that's kind of stupid, this Forerunner group and this and that. But it's like, you know what? Am I just getting in my own way of finding happiness or people and that could be in our circle and stuff or whatever? So it's, even if you haven't started collecting rocks yet, go get in a rock collecting group. Go do whatever. Go find people that you want to find because you don't have it, and your life will drastically change. It's crazy. I've been on YouTube for freaking 7 years, however long at this point, 8 years, I don't know. And I never could find a group of YouTubers that I like fully enjoyed, fully didn't judge me, fully didn't, it wasn't a competition, it wasn't judging me for not being like them or whatever.
It wasn't like using the name.
Yeah, or anything like that. And then
It's just like friends.
yeah, and then Paragon Ridge Ranch.
Our light in
Yeah.
the darkness.
Yeah, out of all of these channels, and I'm not bashing certain channels, or
No.
even if y'all want to be friends with us, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in our everyday life to have friends that are like that. Clearly Brandon, but he's been my lifelong friend forever. But it's like,
there's more.
yeah,
but
there are, but it's like finding Paragon. Of course, this was years ago. Finding them, and Lucy, you are not the light in my life right now.
she just smiles. You say that to her, she just
Yeah.
smiles at you.
She's craziest dog.
so weird.
But finding Paragon in that has just been the breath of fresh air that I needed. And it's like, you know what? You don't have to have all these people. It's better to have a solid person that truly gets you, truly understands, that doesn't judge you, that doesn't
They
whatever.
don't text back. They're not losing their mind.
Yeah,
they're
they're-
just like, I know who you are.
Jeremy gets a little butthurt sometimes. He's like, I thought we weren't friends.
Yeah, as a joke.
Yeah.
yeah.
Jeremy,
Or-
where have you been, Mr.
Yeah, or
Chicken Man?
Or you call and you're like, good thing I wasn't dying.
Yeah. But it's stuff like that that it's such a great feeling to have, and you really find you find the happiness in it, and you find like-minded people and stuff like that. And I mean, we spent clearly things have changed. We have a baby on the way. We're not party animals no more. We're not whatever. Not that we're party animals. I'm just saying it. But we can't really do as much. But there was a time that we were at Paradigms all the time. Let's go riding. Let's do this. Let's play blitzball. Let's whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we would just talk in the house for hours. We'd do whatever. And it's like, it just felt so good to be like, man, it finally happened. Of course, I've known him for a while, but it like fully blossomed into, this great friendship. And sometimes it takes a while, but don't lose who you are. You'll eventually find who you need to be around. And if you start having these weird gut feelings about people or places or things, follow that. It's there for a reason. And just, you will find your group, your people, your person, whatever it may be. And when you do, you will know it, and you'll hold on to it, and you'll love it, and you'll cherish it. And
you cherish Jeremy?
Yeah, but Crucie's are different. But it's just, we'll know if they watch this whole video, because Chrissy will text. But it's just, don't let people try to dull your light. Go for what you want, and then even get out of your comfort zone. And that's what I've been learning, and that's what I'm trying to do with like these Forerunner people and stuff. And I can honestly say I'm like truly enjoying taking a dump and being on my phone looking at their post.
And I think it's a good thing too, because like, practice what you preach.
Yeah.
So these are things you want to teach your kid growing up. It's like, get out of your comfort zone, do these things, be happy. And it's like, how can we sit there and say that if we didn't do it? So
so we've been just watching different TV shows and whatnot. And what's the one we're watching, the president?
Paradise.
It's called Paradise. It's pretty good. It's on Hulu. And the president didn't want to do any of this stuff, and his dad forced him to do it and this and that. And then the president's son, they don't really have good relations all around. And then the president, unfortunately, is no longer there. So then they're whatever. But you're seeing the different generations of this and that. And all I do is like think about it. And I'm like, man, I hope we can like teach our kid good values, good work ethic, good this and that. But also to like do what you want, to an extent. Do what you want and chase the happiness and chase your dreams, chase your passions. And it doesn't always have to be to the fullest extent or your whole life's going to revolve around or whatever. But it's like, man, I just hope we can teach our kid all the core things they need. But also a big thing that you just want to remind your kid is like, be you. And do what you want. And I really do think unless we just get dealt a crazy hand of a kid, our kid will be very much into knowing who they are and what they want, and knowing that like, hey, I can take a risk, I can try this, I can go after this, I can we're
going to be behind them.
Absolutely. But also, if we see them going down a path that we don't see that's good, we're going to try to help them understand why we feel like they're not going down a good path or whatever. And it's kind of cool too that we lived two completely different lives growing up, and in our teenage years and 20s, and my baby's barely in her 30s, but we've lived different lives that when it comes down to it, if our kid's like, I'm wanting to do this, okay, well, I did that and it didn't work out very well, but your mom did it and it worked out great. Why? Well, let's talk about it. Let's do this. Let's, whatever. And I was the kid. I didn't tell nobody nothing. Yeah. I didn't express my feelings. I didn't I wasn't that guy. But it's maybe our kid will, and all you can do is just hope and think, and it'll play out how it plays out. But it is cool to think, like, now watching these shows and everything, and all these videos we do. I guess that's another misconception, is people are like, you're just out here preaching, whatever. We're really talking to ourselves. We're really saying things that we 100% believe and feel and whatever, and we just hope that...
And we're not, we always disclaimer, we're not experts. We don't claim to be. This is just in our life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're experts.
What we're figuring out and what we haven't figured out.
We're experts at what we feel, and this is just what we feel. But if you made it this far, I
The
want
long
to know.
one.
Yeah, I want to know what you guys would like to know that we don't normally talk about.
Oh.
So we can get wrapped up in, well, we built this, we're gonna talk about that, or we did what's something that you guys would like to know that we don't normally talk about. I would be very interested to see what you guys come up with or want to know or if wanted to know. So if you made it this far, comment down below. I would like to know, and then we'll know if you made it this far because you put I would like to know, and then let us know, and then we'll read through the comments and talk about that. I feel like you got to get to know people more than surface level, and maybe this could help y'all get to know us a little bit better, because I still feel like even though people watch all the time, they feel like they know us. Y'all don't know us to the extent. So I would like to I guess make it a little more where you know us a little bit better, if that's the right wording. I don't know. All right, guys. Bye. Danielle just talks this whole time, and then I just keep telling her, like, hey, we got stuff to do, but, you know. All right, guys, bye.